Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Wanja Wedaka and I am trying to be your business enthusiast. Yes, so I know it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been so long. It's been like 3 years, man. Anyway, yeah, it's been so long and excuse time. Actually, generally the reason that it's taken so long, I kind of underestimated how much I could handle. But otherwise, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, especially your mental health, especially during this time where so much is happening. I know we mean well. I know we're trying to do good for the society basically, but remember to take care of your mental health. Remember to take care of yourself physically, mentally. Yes. So recent activities, yeah. I want to tell you guys a story, and I hope that out of this story you might learn something out of it, because I don't want people to make the same mistakes that some of us did. And this is in regards to registration of a business. My last video was on how to register a business. If you haven't yet checked it out, I will link it over here. Yes, so story time. A couple of months ago, a few of us decided to register a business. The short-term goal, or mainly what led us to registering this business, was because we were entering a competition, and one of the requirements was that if you're shortlisted, you had to be a registered company or be in the process of registering a company. So we decided, why not start the process anyway, because eventually we would still need to register the business. Yeah. So we registered the company, all went smoothly. Yeah, and life went on. Things were good. We weren't bothered, and we were just waiting for the competition. We were waiting for them to give us timelines and everything. And then Corona happened. Yes. So when coronavirus came, of course, everything came to a standstill. And one of the things that came to a standstill was this particular competition. So basically, they put the competition on hold until further notice. Yeah. So remember, we've registered a company and it's just there. We haven't started doing anything. We are just waiting for this competition. In case we win, it will be good for us, and we already have a registered company because that's part of the requirements, right? Right. Yeah. So life went on, of course. Then recently, one of us decided to check the company email, and we were greeted with tax fines. So just imagine this. You've registered the company early. You've registered the company in the beginning of the year, somewhere in the beginning of the year. And apparently, you were supposed to be filing returns every month. If you don't file those returns, what happens? You're going to be fined. So for us, what we were being fined on was pay as you earn. Remember, we've registered a business because we're entering into a competition that requires you to have a business, right? We don't have employees. We have not started transacting. The fine each month for payee, for not filing payee, is 10,000 shillings. So this is a business that has not even earned a cent. This is a business that has not started transacting. It has not done anything. It was registered in the beginning of the year, and every month it's been fined for 10,000 shillings. Now I'm asked, where are you going to get that money from? Basically, the point of this story is leading to what my video is about today, and these are the mistakes and the lessons that we learned from registering a company. And I hope that you'll also get something out of it. So when you're getting into this process of registering a business, these are some of the questions that you should be asking yourself. Question number 1 is, why are you registering this business in the first place? We know that when you're registering a business, basically registering a business allows you to become a legal entity. In that, for example, if you want to borrow loans, if you want to enter into tenders, if you want to basically transact, legally you are supposed to be a registered business. Yeah, so those are some of the reasons that you are registering your company. So another question you should ask yourself when you enter into this process is, what taxes will I have to incur in this particular industry? For example, if I'm in manufacturing, if I'm in agriculture, what taxes am I going to be required to pay? Another question that you should ask yourself when you are entering into this process of registration is, when should these taxes be paid? Those are the three main questions that you should be asking yourself when you're entering, when you want to register a business. Why are you registering a business? What taxes will you be required to pay? And when should you file these taxes? Answering these questions will give you an easier time navigating through this business world, because you won't be surprised, as in those taxes won't shock you. One day you wake up and decide to open your email, and then you find you have accumulated a tax of maybe 70,000, and you've never even transacted, you've never done anything. Literally, you're being taxed for doing nothing. So out of this experience, these are some of the tips that I thought would help some of you guys, especially in your journey of this becoming a business and everything, so that you don't have to suffer like big tax obligations, and at least you will know beforehand. So tip number 1, have an email specifically for the company. Why am I saying this? It's because when you enter into that company email, you won't be met with so many emails that the important ones get lost in the middle. You know the way, for example, when you download apps, for example, when you're in IG, Twitter, when you want to sign up for courses, and then you click some links, and then you're required to put your email. So you put that one email, and then they keep on sending you emails, they keep on sending you newsletters. So imagine you have all those emails, you have like 30 emails in a day, and one of them is from KRA, and you didn't even know. So 3 months have passed, like your tax obligation keeps accumulating, and you have no clue, because you have so many emails that you don't know like how to navigate through it. So have a specific company email, which when you go there, you will just find emails specifically for the company. Like when you register in your company, you register it with a company email, so that when KRA is filing tax, when KRA wants to send you an email, they send it directly to the company email. So that is number 1. Tip number 2. Ensure that you have applied for the correct tax obligation. So when you're registering your company, they usually have payee options, they usually have VAT option. Yeah. So when you are registering, sometimes you might end up registering for one of those ones without even knowing, or sometimes there might be a systematic error and you find yourself registered for one of those. So once you've registered your company, ensure that you go to your iTax, ensure that you have registered for the correct tax obligation. If you don't have employees, you do not need pay. VAT is for people who have a turnover of, I think, more than 5 million. Why do you need that if you've just started? So ensure that you have registered for the correct tax obligation. If you haven't, deregister yourself immediately before you start being taxed. Luckily, you can deregister yourself. If you discover it early, you can deregister yourself before you start being taxed. Tip number 3. If you have not started any transactions, if you have not started doing anything, make your KRA PIN dormant, make your company dormant, so that you're not being taxed. Ensure that your company is dormant until you start entering into transactions, until you start doing something. Otherwise, you can wait until you're doing something to register a business. But if you thought you were going to be doing, maybe you were going to start selling in the beginning of the year, and then this coronavirus has come and now you can't do anything. To avoid those tax obligations, ensure that your company is dormant, and you can also do that through the system. Tip number 4, familiarize yourself with all the taxes that you're going to have to pay in that industry. If you have a turnover of less than 5 million, you're going to be paying turnover tax. If you have employees, you're going to be paying payee. The company tax that is required is the 30% company tax. You're also required to pay that. What other taxes are supposed to be filed in your specific industry? As I said, if you're in manufacturing, if you're in agriculture, if you're in service, whatever industry that is, make sure you know which taxes you'll be obliged to pay before that before those fines just slap your face. Find out what taxes you are supposed to be paying. Know when they are supposed to be paid. There are some taxes that are supposed to be filed monthly, and there are some taxes that are supposed to be filed annually at the end of your financial year, basically when you registered your business, like a year after. Yes, make sure you know that. So tip number 5, especially at the beginning stages, please get in touch with a tax advisor, and if you can't get a tax advisor, someone who knows tax, a law student or anyone, someone who knows tax. These fines should not come slapping you in the face, man. It is sad. Like, it is so frustrating, and I wouldn't want anyone to find themselves in such a situation. Remember the questions that you are supposed to ask yourself when you want to register a company, and the 5 tips that will help you during this whole registration process. So for those who have already gone through the process of the registration of a business, what are some of the challenges that you guys faced, especially when it comes to tax or licenses? What are the challenges that some of you guys went through? Maybe you could share with us. Yeah, let's educate each other, man. Let's help out each other so that some of us don't enter into such problems in the future. Yes, kindly share with us your stories. Kindly share with us some of the do's and don'ts, some of the things that we are supposed to know, especially during this whole thing, basically during this whole process, maybe even within the first 1 year and everything. Yes, so if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. And I hope you guys will have a lovely week. I hope you guys will have a lovely weekend, and as I said in the beginning, take care of yourself. Even as we try to correct societal norms right now, take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. Take care of yourself. Yes, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.